So if a client comes to me and says, Joe, I've got $1 million, what's the best way to invest it in Dubai? This is the way that I would structure a deal if I had $1 million from a client to invest. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe Butler. As always, bringing you the most informative real estate content in Dubai, building strategies, helping clients worldwide, and generally helping everyone make money. So that's why you're here today. So recently I had a client come to me and say, Joe, I've got $1 million. What can we do with it? So the first thing I say is, well, what's your goal with it? You know, are you looking to just keep building, or are you looking to build like a cash flow portfolio? And he's like, ideally, you know, it's not the cash flow that I really want. I just want to know how I can turn it into more in this market right now. And that is where it gets exciting. The first thing I would do is say, right, let's leverage some equity. So we go to the bank. Now, not going to work for everyone, but I mean, if you've got $1 million, I assume you've probably got a half decent business going on. And for that reason, you should have some good financial records. Now, if you do, I would say the first thing we do is go to the bank. We go for a non-residency mortgage, assuming that you're a non-resident. And the first thing we do is take a 50% mortgage. Now, at this point, let's say we put $500,000 aside, and then we've got $500,000 for a property, plus the $500,000 that the bank are willing to give us. Meaning we now have 3.6 million dirhams to buy a property with still 500,000 stepped aside. Now, I'm very much involved in the property redevelopment market, and what I mean by that is property renovation. And it's an exciting market in Dubai, and I talk about it in all of my videos. Well, not all of them, but at least most of them, because it's a way that, you know, you can get in the market, you can renovate, and you can exit the market. Because I believe that there is not a level of luxury that is easily accessible. And what I mean by that is that there are certain properties and developments and areas such as the Springs, the Meadows, Jumeirah Islands, Emirates Hills, Palm, you name it. All of these areas, they have a lack of luxury properties. Well, not a lack, because a lot of people are renovating them now. But anyway, getting back to the point. So what I would do, I would go to one of these areas and I would buy a property for around 3 million dirhams. And then what I would do is use that other $500,000 and renovate the property. Now, I'm not going to talk absolute key specific figures in this video, but what I would do then is, because it would be hard to do without a pen and paper and obviously really thinking about what property we're buying, but assuming you can buy a 3-bedroom townhouse, okay, in an area that's, say, like the Springs, maybe it's 5-10 years old, and maybe, you know, it's got a large plot, but it's not really looked after. We go in, we make an offer with the seller. Now, once we've made that offer with the seller, we take it off the market. Now, that property is ours. Assuming it's vacant, we can get to work straight away. That's where I come in. I say, all right, cool. We've got the property now. Let's use one of our renovation specialists. I wouldn't use the super high-end renovation companies for this particular project because the budget won't really match what we're trying to do. And also, you know, you've got different levels of luxury. So in a townhouse, you don't really need to be bringing like, you know, crazy, insane luxury like you would do in the Palm or Emirates Hills. You bring in a standard that's real nice, but affordable so that the profit margins are still healthy enough, okay? Now, assuming you've bought this townhouse, we've brought the renovations team in. We expect probably in a 3-bed townhouse, what, maybe 3-4 months renovation time. I know to a lot of people overseas that might seem pretty quick, but you know, the workforce in Dubai, they work fast, and the renovation companies we work with are fantastic at what they do. So we take an old townhouse, we put a pool in there, we open up the living space, maybe put an island in the middle of the kitchen, you know, go through my other videos, see what I'm talking about. Now, once we've done this, what we then do is straight away, we put it back on the market. Now, again, let's say we put it on the market for 4.5, whatever we put it up for, but let's say there's like a 20-30% margin increase, which I do believe is achievable in these scenarios. There's a very good chance that this is going to sell very fast. And you might say to me, is it really? You know, this is the most expensive townhouse online. And I say, yeah, but the problem is that when people renovate properties or upgrade them, and you look on Property Finder, they've barely even changed the floors, they've painted the walls, they've not really done anything spectacular, they've just mowed the lawn. What I like to say to people is like, spend a little bit more money, because then you put it back on the market. And there was a townhouse that was sold recently, one of the areas I've been talking about, and it was only on the market for 6 days. And then there was an offer put out on, the offer got accepted, and I was looking at the quality of what they did, and I thought, yes, that is what I'm talking about. You know, they've created a very nice product, they've created it in a way that someone's gonna walk into it compared to other upgraded houses, and they're gonna know that that's the one. And they might think, you know what, the extra 5, 6, 700,000 is well worth it on this, because that is what people are looking for. They want to walk in and they want to instantly go, wow, this is my home. So anyway, that is what I would do with $1 million. And I truly believe you can keep making 20, 30% increases if you are smart with the money. Because if you say to me, put in $1 million into off-plan right now, how long is it gonna take me to make any money back? It could take a while, you know? Like, I'm not saying off-plan's a bad investment, but if you've got the liquid cash in these scenarios, then I would definitely consider going down the renovation route if you are looking to just gradually increase that capital. Because once you increase that capital, you know, you start in a townhouse, you can move to a villa, you can move to an even bigger villa, and then eventually you'll end up on the Palm, or you'll end up in Billionaires Row in Emirates Hills, and then you're making a fortune. But again, you've got to be strategic, and I don't just advise going on Property Finder and find any old townhouse in any location. It doesn't work like that. There are many factors to consider, which you'll actually find in my other videos. But anyway, that is what I would do with $1 million, and I do believe it's one of the best things to do on the market right now. If you want any advice, reach out, book a call, and I will see you there.